Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. We're going to start this one off with looking further than the end of your bonnet. Now on Magna Park near Lutterworth in this clip. Now just up ahead in lane 1 we have some roadworks, so it's gone down to one lane, and also just in front of the roadworks you've got this car here with its hazards on. Now they've most probably stopped to pick somebody up, and then you have Mr. Magoo here not looking further than the end of their bonnet, doesn't see the car or the roadworks till the last minute, and then has to take evasive action right in front of the minibus that you can see. We're on the rear camera in this clip, and we're at the Stretton Baskerville interchange with the A5 and the M69, and we've got a little petrol head moment for you. This 1999 Chrysler Jeep behind us. Yep, tidy looking motor that is, definitely. Having just looked at that Chrysler Jeep that was behind us, we're back to the front camera now, and we're looking at this red car in front of us. Proper corner cutter as well. He takes the corner like that when he could have really have took it like this. That, in my opinion, is just lazy driving. There's no excuse for that whatsoever. Here in this clip, we're on the A5, and as you can see, we've got some white stuff falling. This is actually down to Storm Goretti, which was actually ravaging northern France, but also had an effect on the UK as well, with quite heavy snowfall in some places. Thankfully, the snow wasn't as heavy forecast than what it was, so that's a good thing. But anyway, we have ourselves a lorry which is probably broken down, not in the best places. We're looking at this DPD lorry just here. Now he's stopped there, he's got his hazards on, and the amount of traffic that queued up behind him was quite substantial. In fact, going along, I had noticed that a number of trucks had the lights turned off, along with a couple of cars as well. I'll fast forward the video now to show you just how long the traffic was. It went all the way from here back up to the M69 and even beyond, way up the A5. I didn't go up the A5 beyond the M69, I went through Burbage instead. It's the morning after the night before in this clip. As you can see, quite a bit of snow has settled, but thankfully the A5's all clear now after whatever happened the night before. But we're looking at this car now in front of us. Only made a very small effort at taking the snow off the roof and leaving half his windscreen still covered in snow and ice. But don't worry though, apparently he's a local man, they call him Arthur. I asked what they call him Arthur for, and apparently it's because he only does half a job at clearing the snow off his vehicle. But we're not finished with this clip yet. We're now looking at the yellow car in the left-hand lane. Now look at the traffic lights. Now they're on red. So he begins to move forward. What lights is he looking at that are green?
1054, these texts are 250 plus your standard network rate.
What lights were you looking at then?
If you prefer, you can enter.
We're on the M69 northbound in this clip, just coming up to junction 1 for the A5. On the right hand side we have a snowplow. Now I just want to give a big shout out to these guys and girls from last night. You know, while many of us were tucked up warm in our beds, these guys and girls were out keeping the roads clear for us and having to keep the country moving as well. So yeah, big up to all of them. In these clips I do like to show like many classic vehicles, you know, cars and that, but I also like to show classic trucks as well. And we've got one coming up now on the right hand side. Heralding from the year 2000 is this Volvo FM12 doing what it was built to do, hauling stuff. But anyway, it's hard to believe now that the year 2000 was 26 years ago. Jesus, doesn't time fly? We're just coming into the village of Shilton in this clip, and we have ourselves another unsung hero coming up on the right hand side. Something you very rarely see mentioned nowadays are how farmers, especially in these local villages that are off the beaten track, go out with the tractors and snowplows to help clear the roads and help the local communities. So, you know, a big bless up to you guys as well. We're back in Hinckley in this clip, and we're looking at that grey car in front of us. Now he pulls out to the right, but then swings into the left, without indicating, of course, So my old crystal ball would have come in handy there to see what they were going to do.
Yeah, nice bit of indicating there, mate.
Or maybe he thought he was driving a HGV instead of a car. What do you reckon? Now in this clip, I've got one for you petrol heads. Now, you will definitely love this one that's coming up now on the right hand side. There you go. That beautiful little blue number is a Ford F-150 Helding from 1972. Of note as well, Hinckley usually has a classic car show once a year, usually in September time, hosted by, in cooperation with Hinckley Bid. But staying on this clip now, we look at the guy in front of us. Now I'll say he's an amber gambler because the lights do change, but he had enough time to stop and he wasn't going excessively fast either.
You could have stopped there as well, mate.
Now in this clip, we're just a little further down the road from the previous clip, and we've got another one for you petrol heads. This time, it's a 1991 Land Rover Defender. And given the current weather conditions at the time of this video, I'll say that's probably one of the best vehicles you could actually be driving on the road. Oh, I've got one here now for you emergency vehicle enthusiasts. In this case, it's an ambulance responding to a 999 call. Now, as many of you will know, just over a week ago the UK got a fair bit of snow coverage. Although some areas got hit more than others, we in Leicestershire did get a little bit, but not as much as was forecast. But many drivers have been able to keep their cars clear and been driving around safely, so why can't this one here? And yes, I am aware that there are no specific laws to say that you can't drive around with snow on the roof of your car, but it has been well known for police to use existing road safety laws to penalise drivers, like in the way of fines and even points on your licence. I'll put this snippet of information up here, and feel free to pause it if you need to have a read. We're back at the Stretton Baskerville interchange again in this clip, but we're not looking at something with four wheels. Instead, we're looking at something with two wheels and probably two brain cells to match as well. We've got this cyclist just here that you can see. And as you can also see, our traffic lights are on red. But of course, that doesn't mean nothing to these, does it? They'll just sail straight through. These cyclists that demand we give them 1.5 metres when passing, but they'll quite happily sail through red lights.
Oh, what a surprise. Cycling straight through a red light.
In this clip, we're looking at the bus in front of us. Now, they're not doing anything wrong given the circumstances, but it's actually broken down in some shape. It's got like, I don't know if it's like gone into limp mode or anything. Not the best place to go into limp mode around here because you've got busy junctions, you've got these central traffic islands, so no one can get round. But the driver does his best to get it out of the way and into this bus stop here. So, fair play to that driver. I did come past here a couple of hours later and yeah, the bus had disappeared, so either they got it back on the road again or it was towed away. One of the two anyway. Now in this clip, we're coming up to that roundabout again. Yes, the one at Stretton Baskerville. But we're not actually looking at anybody on the roundabout this time. Instead, we're actually looking at somebody that's parked up in a lay-by on the right-hand side. We're looking at this black car here in the lay-by. Now, he's got no front number plate on, and there was no front number plate on the dashboard either, because sometimes I have seen cars that got no front number plate attached, but they do have them on the dashboard. So, and is that also the 4 rings of entitlement I see as well? Now, as you can see, it's coming on for 20 past 11 at night. It's pitch dark. But no, we've still got ourselves a two-wheel, two-brain cell idiot on a bike. Now, I've paused the clip here deliberately so you can make him out in front of the chevrons on that bridge that we're coming up to. No illumination and no high-vis clothing or anything. But We still need to look out for them and give them their 1.5 metres because they are vulnerable. Whatever happened to taking responsibility for yourselves, eh? We're on the B4109 in this clip coming through Burbage. Now we're coming up to a side road on the left hand side and we're looking at a car that's going to be pulling out. We're looking at this car here, driven by none other than Mr. Magoo himself.
Seen the sketch, James?
Now as he pulled out there, he wasn't looking in my direction, he was looking in the direction that he was going down to. Now his driving is absolutely atrocious. Like you've just seen there on that roundabout, he staggered both lanes, he doesn't know which way he's going. And of course, if many of you have watched this channel before, you will know just down here is the Stretton Baskerville interchange with the A5, the M69 and of course the B4109. And when we get up to it, he doesn't even know what lane he wants, he just swerves around, he doesn't even indicate or anything. Now, when they first pulled out on me back up the road there, I thought it was somebody who might have been pissed up or something, but it wasn't actually, it was an elderly driver. Now, I'm not against elderly people driving whatsoever, you know, some of them are as sharp as a knife, you know, but others, you know, they lack situational awareness, they lack direction, which is exactly what this person is doing in front. So, you've got to ask yourself, or they should ask themselves, are they really safe to be on the road? You know, elderly drivers have as much right to be on the road as anybody else, in my opinion, but they need to be aware and be safe about it like everybody else is as well, regardless of whether you're elderly or young.
God.
In this clip, we've got another bugbear of mine, people on their mobile phones. Now, yeah, you might argue, oh, but the vehicle was stationary at the time. Well, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you are still in control of that vehicle. You know, and you got yourself, you know, potentially 6 penalty points and a substantial fine. We're looking at this car behind us, and just watch now as he puts the phone back down. Now, we'll just zoom in here from this snapshot that I took, and you can clearly see what would be the left hand up to their ear, and you can just make out a handheld device too. Now, again, like I say, is it really worth it for 6 penalty points and a potential big fine? I don't think so.
The trust has a
We're coming up to a set of red lights in this clip, and we're looking at this car in front of us. Now, you can see our lights are on red, but he keeps edging forward. So what lights is he looking at? Because I can't see any that are green. Now, I am going to keep the video rolling here because our next clip is just up here on the right hand side. Now, another thing that I don't like is lack of manners. You know, it costs nothing to say thank you or even just give a flash of the hazards. And we've got a Royal Mail van that you can see, that you'll see shortly, just popping out on the right hand side here, just before the petrol station. Now, he shouldn't be pulling out anyway because there's no space for him to do so, so that's just cheeky. But I let him out, but do I get a thanks? No, of course I don't.
Yeah, you're welcome, mate. Don't mention it.
Up ahead, you can see a minibus is parked up on the left hand side, and you've also got a cyclist. Now obviously, as a minibus is on our side of the road, we have to give way to oncoming traffic, but of course the cyclist doesn't. Not bothered about his 1.5 metres there, is he? Now, staying on the theme of obstructions, we've got another one coming up, but this time it's on the opposite side of the road. There's a car parked up, you know, so I get priority over oncoming traffic. Well, I should have anyway. One of them was a learner car, as you can see here. Now, there was 2 people in there, so I'm assuming one was the instructor and the other one was the pupil. Now, I fully blame the instructor there because they should have instructed the pupil to slow down and stop, and there was good line of sight as well. But anyway, that's all for this compilation. If you made it this far, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and bye for now.